In this video, we're going to be looking at the basics of trigonometry. Okay, our objectives are to understand how to set up sine problems, spelled like this. On a calculator, it will be sin, S-I-N. Understand how to set up cosine problems. On a calculator, this would be represented by cos, C-O-S. And understand how to set up tangent problems. On the calculator, this is represented by tan, T-A-N. Our vocabulary: trigonometry, sine, cosine, tangent, opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. Our main goal here is just to be able to set up the problems, and then in class we'll work on how to solve these problems. Here's a basic right triangle, which we focus a lot on in trigonometry. One of the sayings to help us remember stuff in trig is SOHCAHTOA. So stands for sine, opposite, and hypotenuse. So when you're doing a sine problem, you're looking at opposite side and the hypotenuse. CA stands for cosine. A stands for adjacent. And again, H is hypotenuse. And then the one different one is TOA, which stands for tangent. And we've got opposite and adjacent. So our main job will be just how do we set these problems up. So draw this triangle out. We're going to use it to kind of set up some problems. Remember, there's multiple problems, but I'm just going to give you the basics and we'll move on from there. So first we're going to look at sine. All sine problems look like this. Sine of an angle equals the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. So this is where we get so. So we just need an angle to start with. So let's use x. So we're going to use angle x. So the math problem that we would set up, and I'm going to use the calculator abbreviation, would be sine, which we on the calculator is S-I-N, of x, x is our angle that we're working off of, equals, we want the opposite side, so we look at our angle, the opposite side is B, so that goes on the top, and our hypotenuse, well here's our right angle, hypotenuse is C. So we create sine of x equals B over C. Okay, I'm going to do a red version also. Say we work with y, so that would be sine of y equals, well, the opposite of y is a, so we're going to go a over c. Alright, let's look at cosine. So for cosine, we have CA, C-A-H, and these problems we're going to set up the same way. So start with x again. Cos of x equals, now we want adjacent. Now the hypotenuse doesn't count as an adjacent, so here's our x. Adjacent means next to, so A would be adjacent, and then over the hypotenuse, which is still C in this situation. If we're dealing with y here, cos of y, and here's y, adjacent would be B over C. And lastly is tangent. So for tangent problems, again, we have TOA. So we'll start with x. I'm going to use the abbreviation, so we use tan of x equals, well, we want opposite. The opposite of x is b. And we want it over the adjacent. The adjacent would be a. Now let's look at the version for y. So we're going to get tan of y. Now the opposite of y is a, and the adjacent would be b. And notice with this, we're always using right triangles, and right now all it is can you set up the problems. From there I'll be able to help you bridge the gap of your geometry and your algebra into this trigonometry to solve these equations for whatever's unknown, whether it be the angle or one of the sides. Alright, if there's any part of this that you didn't get or you need to watch again, make sure you pause, rewind, and rewatch, and bring your questions to class. Thank you.